And I'm going to record it as well. And my idea too is that we'll have the recording available for those who wake up a little later than 8:30 a.m. in the Eastern time. That sounds like
But
some seriously
also,
fancy coffee going on there. Big time.
yeah, it's good stuff, and I'm addicted.
That's amazing.
There's been a lot of talk of like the anti-coffee on Farcaster.
I know. That was really funny.
It's cool.
All right, so you got like I get it. All right, you don't like coffee. Pick the beverage of your choice. I'm also drinking water with my flamingo cup. So yeah, this will be a common staple. So
No,
the
I was just
idea,
gonna say, well, yeah, I was gonna say about our time, like it's morning for us, but it's
yeah,
obviously global community, so it is good to record.
very global. Yeah,
And
exactly. So that's what I was thinking is that, the way we'll do this is we'll be live on Unlonely, which I've been wanting to do for a while since I, really joined Farcaster and got to know like the space better and started to watch Unlonely. And I was like, this is really cool. I like the idea of a Web3 native streaming. YouTube's got a lot of noise, so it's kind of hard to even find your audience there. So I feel like this was a perfect way to like, I don't know, and really also to dive into like what's happening on Farcaster. I think there's so much amazing stuff going on every day that we maybe miss or don't really unpack. So that was kind of the idea behind this. And also just, I just kind of wanted to see you more and hang out. So it's a little bit of that too. And Stephanie too. So I actually met up with Stephanie and a few other people, and she'll be joining us Wednesday. And we had Friday. And we had a chat, and I was like, I'm thinking about streaming. And she's like, I used to stream all the time. I love streaming. I like to stream cooking. And I'm like, okay, this could be interesting. So maybe she'll make breakfast one day.
nice.
And I was
You're
like, who else would be great with this? Queen of the scenius, Adrienne. So that's why I was like, Adrienne, do you want to do this? You want to get on here? Um, and I do
just call me the queen, yes.
the queen. I'm going to call you the queen of the
No.
scenius. I think the queen of the scenius is a great title. I mean, that's a fantastic title. Um, So we are live. This is our first stream. This is a very soft launch, stealthy launch. I didn't want to make too much noise, and we had tech problems like right off the bat. So that's why I didn't want to make too much noise. But I want to dive in. So Adrian, like, what are you seeing on Farcaster in the past few days? It's like jumping out to you that's interesting that people should be taking a look at. Like, what's capturing your attention?
Okay, so obviously a highlight for me is the Farcaster channel.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, and and Kelly, we've talked about this. Like, so I joined
Yeah.
Farcaster, I want to say November. So I'm coming up less than a year, like,
Wow.
and and loved it right away and got right in and very active and I tend to take a feminist slant to my entire life, but I'm also constantly surrounded by men and I fucking love men and hanging around with guys and I work in
Yeah.
tech and like
Same.
so but early on I kind of found the girls in Farcaster. And by the way, someone posted on Farcaster yesterday that New York Times article about girls on the
Yes.
internet. It was
Yes.
like I'm a
That
woman
was
in
really
my life,
interesting.
but I'm a girl on the internet and how
Yeah.
anyway. So
That
um
was a great, by the way, yeah, for those who, if you haven't seen that, like go into the Farcast Her channel and you'll see that post. And it was really interesting. I read that too. It grabbed my attention for sure. And yeah,
um
so dig into that. That's really interesting. Yeah, that I feel the same way. If you call me girl on the internet, I'm totally fine. If you call me ma'am anywhere in the world, like no, just no. Like call me
Never be
girl before
ma'am.
you call me ma'am. Like, ooh, that's so bad. So your journey, so you've been on since November. Like you were pretty early to Farcaster, like really early. When did it launch? Not much
When did
before that, right?
a couple years
Okay.
it had been,
Oh,
but I
was it?
always say even when I mean it was still on testnet. We're only on mainnet
Yeah,
in the last few weeks.
that's right.
So right, so even when I'm joining, everyone's talking about like, oh, it's too late,
Yeah.
and I keep I'm like, we're on a test net. And there's it's not open invitation. Like you still, I had to, you're still
Yeah.
DMing,
You're still
DWR on
DMing the
Twitter.
founder to get on Twitter to get an invitation, which is fantastic. That's funny.
And he's done a phenomenal job,
Amazing.
and not without critique, but he seems to take it all. But I remember just even in like December, when he's like, okay, the word of the day is this, DM me on Twitter. And I remember
Yes.
thinking like, do you need help? with this, and seems like, how are you doing this? Um, so even this would, I mean, I don't know if I'd call Farcaster even live today.
No,
It's,
not really. You're right. It's really in a beta-ish stage, maybe a beta point 3 or 4, but yeah. Well, wait a minute. Which animal are we up to? Dolphin. 4. Are we still on dolphin? Did we go past dolphin? I don't think so. Um, so
do
yeah,
you know
like
the
really
names? Can you count out? Do you,
alpaca, bison, capybara, dolphin,
something?
something like that. I think that
Yeah,
was
that
right.
sounds right.
I think that was right. The C I'm not positive on, but I feel like it was capybara. Or am I making that up? Might have been something else. Now I don't know. Now I'm questioning myself. Luckily, I have NFTs from almost all of those. So I can go back and check. I think I missed the alpaca. I think I just didn't understand what was happening. And I think I grabbed the bison and then from there. And dolphins are actually one of my favorite animals. So that was like, oh, I have a tattoo, a dolphin tattoo, as a matter of fact. Um, so, okay, we're sliding back to what's exciting right now on Farcaster. So let's go back to Farcast Her. So what is Farcast Her, Adrian?
So
And
Farcast
and
Her,
why was this like exciting this week?
yeah, it's just a channel for, it's for women, but not exclusive. And obviously we've been opening up channels for all sorts of topics. And I kind of made the joke. I think Ted started at least this recent surge of like,
Hmm.
hey, maybe we want a space. Um, and I kind of made the joke. I'm like, well, you've got channels for the NBA, the NHL, the soccer,
F1.
for
Yeah,
cricket. Like there were like five
I
different
did.
sports. and and the thing with women, the reason I don't always love doing the women is obviously like not all women have everything in common with each other. Like I I do align on interest, not on
Hmm.
gender. So but this idea of it's there there's something nice about just kind of, I don't know, having this space for us. So I was
Yeah,
happy. And Kelly, you know this, I'm not a collector,
I know. I am.
but I love Web3. I love blockchain, crypto. I'm like super into just the philosophy and the technology. And Farcast Her was the first kind of like, I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to collect that NFT. So I collected it.
Who created that one?
Maybe Dan.
Was it Dan? Okay, I just kind of like appeared on my feed and I was like, man, I mean, it really like I do that thing that I tell my students not to do, which is like degen into things without really thinking too much. I was just like, ooh, pretty, mint it. It was like without even no, not even like looking to see who made this, what happened, what is this? I was just like, ooh, pretty, mint.
Okay, why
Um,
do you tell your students not to do that?
oh,
Safety
because it's
reasons?
you have to take, yeah, safety reasons, just
Yeah.
to like take a minute, make sure and that's obviously the right way to go is, take a minute, understand what you're minting. And I don't mint randomly on any link. But if it's on Zora and it's on Farcaster, I'm like, I'm probably gonna mint it. Uh, if I like it, I'm gonna go quickly and mint it. I have a NFTs do you own, by the
Wait,
way?
before I answer that, can I just also like,
Yeah,
so one of the reasons I like our relationship and one of the reasons
yeah,
why um, is because I can bridge the worlds of like, I'm not,
yeah,
and ask all the stupid questions. So can I play that role and just ask all the stupid questions that I
yeah,
have? So
yeah.
okay,
100%. And hold on, before you do that, let me slide back just a little bit. So Farcaster is now a channel on Farcaster, just so we, put a bow on that one a little bit, a pink bow, if you will. Um, that it just gives you a place where you can find the other women, really. Like for me, that's been like the biggest thing in the past couple of days is I've followed like 8 new women that I didn't know were on Farcaster. So that was like huge because we talk about like being able to elevate them, and sometimes you just can't find them because
yes.
they're not showing up in your feed. So that's been really awesome. So now go to your ask any question. Like go.
Yes, and then, by the
I
way,
love it.
when I was first kind of doing my wallet and got my first NFT and whenever, and this was in 2020, like about 2 years ago, there was nothing but tutorials and advice on how to onboard safely and what to look out for. And I don't see as much of that anymore.
Yeah, I think you're right. Hmm.
So, but everything changes so fast. So I still have questions and I'm like, okay, well, and I've kind
Changes
of
so
learned how to
fast.
figure things out. And Oh, and I just, by the way, so much to talk about. It going on
I
three
know.
different tangents, but I just bridged to base this week.
Ooh,
And
just this
like,
week. Wow, good for
yeah,
you.
and thank you. And that was an example of something where it was like, if it was
Mhm.
2 years ago, I would have had to have read
Yes.
tons of technical docs and really, really understood what is base, how does it work, what is safe, and by the way, and I would go to the UX and something would break, and I would kind of have to. I
Hmm.
I just trusted. I was like, oh, I know base. It's, L2.
It's
I know
Jesse.
conceptually. It's Jesse.
It's Jesse.
Back, Coinbase. So it's like you have all these kind of
Yeah,
and the user experience was so easy. It
so
just because
good.
I was on Zora, right? Oh, this is the Farcast, her NFT, which was on base.
Right.
I
Oh,
didn't
that's
have
right.
any
It was
base.
oh, so that's why you needed base. Oh,
Yeah,
I
so
didn't
I
even
didn't
connect
have
that.
base. I was like,
Oh, I love
oh,
that.
so just the user flow of like, okay, well, you need to bridge to base. Okay, I get that. I got to send my ETH from my main net to base. It was just so easy. I didn't read up on it. It just worked, and
And we're getting there, right?
it
I
was
think you
really
just like
easy.
really summarized like where we've come from, we're and where we still have a ways to go before it's even easier for like the normies, but it's gotten so much easier. And like every day, somebody, usually somebody who's on Podcaster makes something easier for us, and I think that's fantastic. But I talk about that with students all the time. Like when I started in crypto, it was in 2017, and it was to buy crypto kitties because I saw an article that said you can learn about smart contracts from these kitties. And I'm like, what's a smart contract? And then I went down this hole for like a week, but it took me a week to figure out what is MetaMask, how to add it, where to find this ETH thing. I couldn't, I don't think you could even buy like fractions at that point, or I couldn't figure it out. Like I bought a whole ETH, but it was only $700 at the time. So it wasn't like, it was right before it went really low when I really should have bought it. So it was really, you're right, it was so hard and it really took a lot of work. And now it's so much easier and it's really getting easier every day. Like they actually with on-chain summer made it super easy within Coinbase just to be able to collect some NFTs. Like you just clicked a button and it was there. So really, yeah, I agree. It's getting so much easier. So what other questions or thoughts did you have then when you were
Well,
like that you said that you had some questions?
okay, so and even this week, people are posting of like, anyone know of a scam around? My friend had their wallet drained. So
Oh, right.
that's always been in the
Yeah,
back of my mind of like, how when you transact, what is safe?
right.
And
Great question.
in the world, I coined this term safe to empty wallet. And so it came from this
Empty wallet.
in my life as a life philosophy that I actually pulled from the software world. I do safe to fail experiments. So in
Mm,
my day job,
okay.
I'm trying to help teams create safe to fail experiments as you're building software. I started taking that as my life philosophy, which is how do you do safe to fail experiments? GM Farcaster, one of them. Like we
Right.
talk, oh, should we do a morning show? We don't sit and plan it all out, but sounds like something interesting and it's safe to fail.
Right. Exactly.
So
Exactly.
when I first started transacting I was like, okay, I get the wallet, and now I'm scared that someone can just I do something and my entire everything in my wallet is drained.
Right.
Well, how do I should have a safe to empty wallet. If I fuck up and my wallet gets drained, it's fine. There's nothing in it that, that if something happens, it's safe to empty. Um, but my wallet is no longer safe to empty. I need to figure out how to manage wallets better. And so that's kind of on my do that, Adrienne. But my question was going back to what you said was if you see
Mm-hmm.
an NFT on Zora and it came from Farcaster and like I didn't think about that. So is that a fair
Yeah, that's a
how do
great
you assess
question.
the
And
risk
I'm
on
trying to
Zora?
see if I can show you this. So I recently, um, I know where I'll go. This should let me do it. Okay. So I'm going to go to base paint and show you, I want to show, I don't think that'll work because that'll mess me up there. Never mind. Let me go to Zora. I
Or
want to
send
show
me
you,
after because
I actually, yeah, we have like two
we
seconds,
have
but
3 minutes to wrap up too. So we could also just
so
do the tech, like all this
I'll do it
detailed
after.
stuff. Yeah, send.
I was going to see if I could pull it up on the screen, but you know what I recently done was add something called Pocket Universe. And it's an extension on, so I haven't figured that out for mobile yet, but on Chrome, it's a Chrome extension. It will pop up as you go to sign anything. So not even purchase anything, but just sign anything with your wallet. It'll pop up and say, yes, this is safe. No, this isn't. This is what's going to happen when you do this action. It'll pop up this little message, and that's what I was going to try and show you, but I'll show you after. This little message that says, yes, this is safe, or this is going to take from you X amount of ETH and you're going to get these NFTs. It showed you exactly what's going to happen before you click it. And that to me has been a bit of a game changer because I did see, it kind of relates to Vitalik having this hack that happened this week with on Twitter, and then that led to somebody posting a link that was malicious, and a lot of people getting their wallet drained. So that those kind of extensions, and there's a few of them, but Pocket Universe is one that I've used that seems to work really well. So I'd recommend that for sure. I think that's a great one for that safety check. That I like that
Yeah.
safe to empty idea is interesting. So I think that's a good way to go for sure.
Yeah. And my husband gave the
Question.
example of like, look, and this is actually, you've got a bank account that's not safe to empty, but my
Hmm.
wallet where I carry cash around, back in the day when we had cash, when we would
Yeah,
have, when I was a cash full society, but it was like, oh, okay, well, I got 20 bucks in my wallet. If my wallet gets stolen, my life isn't ruined.
right, right, exactly, exactly. And we are already at 20 minutes. I
Coffee's
wonder what we're,
done.
and what's funny was like, oh, what are we going to talk about? Like, we really should put,
Yeah.
I knew this was going to happen. I knew it was going to be easy. So what are you looking forward to today on Farcast, or anything that you've seen that you're going to be following, or anything happening that you've seen in the scenius?
Um, so the Balaji Moment of Zen episodes
Ooh, yeah.
dropped. So there's been just a lot of discussion
Yeah.
about those topics that are continuing. I think several people are jumping onto a Zoom later today to maybe
Ooh.
even stream that and talk. So excited to be following that.
That's really interesting. I got to look for that. That's very cool. And I'll be on. So one of the things I'm going to just really quickly say is that Nouns descended on Farcaster yesterday on Warpcast into the channel. It has been very slow to get going, and then yesterday it was like, oh, they're all here. They all found it. Because one person was like, we're going over there. So Chris Corella, congratulations, you finally did it. So. We finally made it over. Right? Good job, Chris. Little shout out. All right, that's 21 minutes. You're done with your coffee. We're done with what's happening with Farcaster, and we're going to be iterating on this. We'll be back on Friday with Stephanie joining us, so we'll have some fun here. I'm excited. So thanks for joining
Yeah.
us, and let's see if I can stop our stream. And goodbye, everybody.
Have a great morning.
GM, have a great
See ya.
day.